Welcome to the 5 Minute or Less series. The topic today, your rights as a student, due process. That's really important. And the code of conduct. You might be thinking, oh no, the code of conduct. Oh, really? Yes. As a student of Lawson State, you need to know, guys, you need to know what are the policies? What are the rules, right, on campus? Because one thing that won't help you, you can't say, well, I didn't know. I didn't know I couldn't use AI for an assignment. Really? Yes. Okay. You might be able to use it, but you better talk to your instructor about what are the usage. How can you use it without being accused of cheating, right? So you need to know these things. So if you look at it, where we are right now, we're under the academic calendar. You can get to that through Learn at Lawson. It's right here. You're going to go to the academic calendar, which houses the code of conduct. So let's go into the code of conduct. We're in the student handbook, actually. So I'm going to go ahead and if you hit these little three dots here, you can go to the full screen. And this is a view book, so you can actually just turn it like you would turn any pages. And if you come to the bottom, you're going to see the table of contents, and you can go right to Code of Conduct. So I'm right here in the Code of Conduct, and you can just swipe right to get through it. So one of the things that you need to do is review it at your leisure. Just kind of know what's out here. You can see things like we have an anti-harassment policy. You will not be harassed on campus. And if you are harassed on campus, you need to report it immediately. Notice the inflection of my voice. This is a non-harassment campus. And if you're retaliated against, we're not going to deal with it. Lawson has a zero tolerance policy. So this is a very safe campus. We love our students and we're going to protect our students. So we don't play with things like that. Sorry I got so emotional, but I need to, right? Harassment is just a non-starter at Lawson or anywhere for that matter. It should never be tolerated. No firearms, things like that. So you need to know these kinds of rules. Social media guidelines. Hey, things that you do off campus can impact you. So things like this you need to be aware of. Social media is not private. Be mindful, right? So you need to know these kinds of rights and rules, okay? So here's the thing. If you notice starting on page 40, we have our types of violations and the sanctions that are imposed. Things like cheating on a test. It'll tell you first offense, a 0 on the assignment. Second offense, withdrawal from the class. Students are like, really? Yes. So these are things that you need to be aware of. And we have different categories in the code of conduct, as you can see, right? Purchasing or sharing work from another student. Again, notice that some offenses are more strict than others. A 0 on the assignment, automatic academic probation. Wow. You don't do it using crib notes. It's all in here. This one is dealing with violations using documents and policies regarding college documents and policies regarding that. You just need to be aware of it. Personal property, defacing or damaging things. So I'm not going to go over all of these, but you just need to be aware there's different categories in the code of conduct, okay? So I'm going to skip through. Anti-bullying, none of that, right? Okay, so the thing that I need you to be aware of is beginning on page 55, due process rights. So even though I'm listing all of these different violations, your right to go to school, you have a property right. That means that we can't just suspend you from school or withdraw you from school. You have to actually have due process, which is your ability to defend yourself and be heard, right? And you should defend yourself and be heard because maybe we got it right. Maybe it was a lie. We don't know what's going on. We have to investigate before we can take any negative action against any student. So this will tell you about your due process rights. It's important for you to be aware of it. You have a hearing. You can appeal the hearing. You know, there's all kinds of steps in this process. So I just wanted you to be aware of your due process rights, your rights as a student. And by the way, for those students who are pregnant, you have all kinds of rights as a pregnant student that you need to leverage and make sure that you are being accommodated. So there's all kinds of information that's in the student handbook and better yet within the code of conduct and definitely about your rights and your due process rights. So it's incumbent upon you, again, to be aware. So that's it. I just wanted to introduce you to the code of conduct and your due process rights. Again, welcome to Lawson State.